Okay, so I'm just screen recording this because it's really important that this young man that is now being more known in regards to his claim of being possibly Jay-Z's son. I got a notification that he's doing live interview on the channel for Scott. I believe his name is. Let me just go back here. It was the comments in regards from Sean Atwood, and he had a live for Rymir Satterthwaite. Sorry if I mispronounced first or last name incorrectly. Either way, the question was there. My question was never posted because I know in the chat was going so crazy. But I did ask, and I did do a super chat also to try to help my question be seen. But as I said, he may or may not be able to have seen it because of how quickly the post was going. But I did reach out. I did send a message because sometimes, not sometimes, it's always important that you have another point of view that's really in it for your best interest. I'm not saying these platforms aren't, but they do get views. They are being compensated by YouTube. Is any of that compensation going to these people who are in need of support? He's been fighting this case with Jay-Z for so long. At the end of the day, him being on lives, yes, help his exposure, but it also helps these content creators' pages with views and everything of that sort. That being said, I'm also wanting to assist in getting his voice out there. And people that really truly know me, not people who think they know me based on what they've heard or whatever. I'm always a strong proponent of giving people platforms and knowing that there's two sides to every story. And truth, as Jaguar Wright had said, and for everybody that says things, I hope that people knows that what they say is always going to be held to them on their own standard. That is why I have no problem in saying the things that I say, because it's very clear that when you make a statement, you better be sure to stand by your own words, because it's going to come back at you. And that's why my podcast is called Mirror Work Conversations. A lot of people say things out there, they throw it out there, and then when it comes back to judge them, when the scale of justice comes, and not the scale of justice for man, but I'm talking about the scale of justice in natural law and spiritual law, right? When justice is scaling you, and it's scaling in regards to your heart intention and what your words are saying, you are also going to be held at that same level of weight. It's the same weight, it's the same kind of scale. So you better be a person that does walk with their hands clean and their heart clean, and you could back up the things spiritually. So when things come out your mouth, you are okay with you being judged accordingly, and you know you're going to be standing when everything falls. So from people who make statements, I always tell people, tell me what you think you heard, and I will gladly bring up the scale of justice, and we'll see who's telling truth or not. Because Jaguar said it, and it is a principle. And she said, truth needs no support, only time and room. And I totally agree with that. And I actually put her quote on my platform and all of my bios, because that is a truthful statement. So when you know you're telling the truth, you don't need support. Time and room is on your side. Truth needs no support, just time and room. So you know you're walking in truth. You don't got nothing to worry about, because as much as people are out there trying to muddy and assassinate your character, time and room will always make truth prevail, because everything that's done sinister and in the dark and with ill intent will be exposed. My concern on the other side of waiting for time and room is to always give people some awareness of how they should move, and not to put themselves in harm's way for people. My father taught this to me and told this to me at a very young age. He said to me, prove nothing to no man. Not even me, your father, your mother, your siblings, even the Queen of England. Prove nothing to no man. Because man is fallible, man performs, and only Yahweh, the Most High God, truth, knows the heart of a man. So you don't go out there and prove nothing to no man. That is why my relationships they cut very short when I see people want me to prove things to them. I'm like, listen, my yes is yes and my no is no. That's also scripture. Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, and everything will fall. So I would show proof on my terms, but when I see someone saying, prove to me, prove to me, prove to me, prove to me, I'm sorry. That is why many of our young people get caught up with peer pressure. They do stupid things to prove to people that they are cool. They do stupid things to prove to people that they're loyal. People set them up to their own demise, telling them, oh, if you're a true friend, you're going to prove it to me. If you're really down, you will do this to me. You'll do this for me. You'll do this. So we have young people going out there and doing things that are illegal and immoral to prove to somebody their loyalty, their love, their care, and it's always at their expense. So listen, prove nothing to no man. Let your yes be yes, your no be no. If you want to show receipts, it's on your term, but never to be pressured by people, because listen, you could never please everyone. Make sure that when you present your receipts, it's on your terms and not being pressured. That's number one. Number two, when it's time for you to prove, and if you choose to prove, it would be in alignment with time and space. Room, truth, vindication will always be at your side. So, the reason why I'm saying all this is this young man, someone was saying that he needs to post his pictures. No, the question was asked in this original live, and the young man was on their live for a long time, giving his human resources, which is time and his energy. That's fine. He wants his story out there. But based on his own statement, this has been going on for a very, very long time, up to his mother now passing and still not getting the answers. So yes, I'm, very grateful that these platforms are circulating and they're putting him out there. That's great. However, someone in the comments, one of the questions that he read was asking about, does your children look like Jay-Z? Is there any resemblance? And the young man says, for sure he sees it. And then he offered, which again, he is so wanting to prove. He has to stop. I'm telling him, if he ever gets this message, and I sent him a DM, pause and pull back on this proving to the public, because the public is just here to eat up. They don't care about your health and safety or your children's health and safety. This is about satisfying this monster, this appetite that the public have to be in people's business. So it's a balance of, and even the famous people tell you, once you let the public into your life, be very careful, because that could be a blessing and a curse. So this appetite that people want to be in his business and he wants to share, he has to balance this very carefully, because none of these people are losing sleep over you, and none of them is going to lay their life down to protect you and your children. Something happens to you and your children, they move on to the next reel or the next sensational topic that comes on. You will be passed over. You will be remembered and forgotten quickly to the next thing that gets their attention. So you got to also be careful that this energy that we're in here in social media, it's just here to eat up information and being people's lives and being people's business. And as I said, it's a double-edged sword. It can assist by getting your message out there and you can get the support, but it can also be where they are just there to digest your content. They're just there, they're just salivating on the drama, and they're not caring really about your health and safety. So be careful how you balance this, young man. So he is the one that offered, or if you'd like, I can put up pictures and you guys can be the judge. Dude, don't do that. Stop. Don't you dare put up pictures of your children to satisfy the public nosiness for them to see if your children look like Jay-Z. Because guess what? You're going to get people who agree and people who disagree. And then my question is, in you putting up your picture of your children, is that going to help your case? Is the public opinion, yay or nay, going to put pressure on the legal system that you've already stated and told us how devious that you believe that they are moving in regards to putting a lien on your grandmother's house? All of this pressure to have you drop this pursuit of finding out if Jay-Z is your father, which you've been doing this way before all this drama, so nobody can accuse you of trying to jump on the bandwagon. Do you strongly believe you putting up the picture of your children is going to weigh the legal system? Dude, don't do it. Because you're now exposing their picture to the people out there that who are sinister. You're not putting them on display. Their safety is now in danger because everybody knows what they look like. It's different than the people who are within your circle that already know them, but now you have in the public and the world know what they look like. Dude, do not do it to satisfy people's curiosity. Nobody is going to be there to protect your children once you put them on blast. So I made that comment, and I had people who agree. And then you have this person, his handle is Here Comes Karma, even that, saying, but in this case, people would like to know if he's being truthful. The things what I really want to say, I'm not going to say just to keep this PG. But I'm sorry, people want to know if by now the things that this young man is saying, nobody believes him. You think a picture is going to make them say, oh, okay, yeah, now we believe. Dude, don't do it. People like him will never be satisfied. They're nosy. Be careful. The other people who are rational agree with me. But people like that, be careful. So I also posted that, and you could pause and read that. And that's what I would hope that this young man get a hold of, and someone tells him, do not post the pictures of your children. Under no circumstances are you doing that to prove nothing to nobody. DNA is what the ultimate proof, and that's up into Jay-Z's court. Jay-Z doesn't want to do it. You keep pressuring the way that you're doing. And eventually it's about DNA. It ain't about no resemblance and all that, and now requiring or wanting you to follow up on your offering. Again, you're offering your children. Don't sacrifice your children for the public, dude. Do not offer up your children as no sacrifice for these people who are never going to be satisfied. And they're not in it for the truth. Because anybody that's talking about, yes, we want to see if he's being truthful, as I said, there's some words that I want to say right now, but I'm not going to say it. All of you would know exactly what I want to say because you're playing with children. And this is my passion, always been for children and for teens because of my advocacy. This is why I believe provincially I have been denied interview with a provincial party that confirmed my interview, asked me to RSVP to be interviewed, to be a candidate. And then hours before, I got an email that the party has required my writing not to interview me. And some people say that's because during the COVID, you were very vocal and you were not playing around and you weren't loyal to any party or any person. Your loyalty, Lady-O, was for the children. Your loyalty was for the principles that these people say that they're standing on, and you're calling them to task and you're showing their hypocrisy. They were more loyal to the money and their compromising and their conflict of interest in the COVID lockdowns, business-wise, medically, printing labels, whatever it was. They had a conflict in a business arrangement with prolonging the COVID, and they didn't care about all of the professional and experts that were sounding the alarm right here in Ontario, Toronto, about the harms that these lockdowns were doing to children. So someone said to me, that's probably why they called your writing and told your writing not to interview you, because they're holding grudges and malice because you are one who stands on principles and your local party, provincial party, does not want you to represent the people in your riding because they know you would be one candidate that would stand on principles and you're not loyal to a party leader. Because the next time we're going to be hit with this, and I don't know if anybody is still under a rock, but newsflash, they're coming back around with another drama. They definitely don't want people who will be standing on principles. They want to have people in lockstep, just like 2020. All elected officials, federally, provincially, and municipally, were walking in lockstep with the lie, did not care about the calamity and the damage of people. They were in it for themselves. They all got raises while businesses were being shut down. The lives are being destroyed. The rates of all of these mental health issues are going out the roof, and people unaliving themselves in every different demographic. They were destroying the children's futures, schooling, everything. They didn't care. And the MPs or the MPPs that did voice discontent or issues, they were silenced, kicked out, marginalized within their own party, or kicked out of their party, period. Now, it's because of those men and women that gave support to other people like us on the grassroots to see that, okay, we're not the only ones who see that there's issues with this. So for the next cycle of lies that's coming to you, they want people that are not going to be disturbing the mission. That's going to be disturbing the agenda. So if you think we're out of the woods, we're not out of the woods. So this is why I'm saying, for this young man, do not put your children's picture to prove anything to no one. You've already proven yourself. And at this point, keep your children safe. And for you political parties that are afraid of me being a representative for the people of Scarborough, Guildwood, and Rouge, because your party has sent a message to my writing not to interview me, even though they've received my CV, my cover letter, and my writing wanted to interview me. Your party leaders are the ones who are being dictators in deciding who they want to pretend that they are representing you. They don't want someone to represent you. They want someone who's going to be loyal to the leader. That is dictatorship. As much as people are calling Justin Trudeau and they want to call Donald Trump and they want to call anybody dictators, we have local, municipal, provincial, and federal dictators who are cherry picking your representatives in your riding who are loyal to them and not to you. So this also goes to this young man. You have people who are loyal to their appetite for being nosy, and they don't care about the harm that you are now going to put your children in by exposing them. Do not post pictures of your children to prove to anybody. You want to post pictures of you and your children having fun or whatever the case may be, if you've already been doing that, but to do it intentionally to prove to people, it's a different energy. Don't do it. This is Lady O. Stay in action with faith and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say.